Hi, folks. I got some amazing information that I want to share with you. And this is regarding the solution that I put out in the video series of the foam solution and also the quick trailer that I put out. The treasure chest definitely was where I said it was. And a couple friends of mine that live in Wyoming went to the location that I sent them to. And we found the blaze and the Nook. Okay, now I got two things to say about it. Number one, the blaze was broken. The second thing is it's interesting because due to the time of year, the fact that there's no foliage on the trees, it's actually easier to see the blaze than if you were there during the search season. The only way you'd find it during the search season is, well, twofold. One, you had to have properly solved the poem, as I already showed you what the solution is. Number two, you'd have to follow the sun. And when you got there, you have to make sure that you follow the very end of the poem, and it'll lead you directly to the blaze. The blaze was made out of natural materials, and it was likely created by a native Plains Indian. And I say that because native Plains Indians created blazes. They did that a lot of ways. Sometimes they would do them with as petroglyphs, and sometimes they would actually bend trees to form a blaze. I'm not going to specify at this time exactly what the blaze is. I'm currently working with my friends to go back, and they've already been there and they've already seen it, but they need to go back. We got some drone footage. Unfortunately, the blaze and the treasure chest were actually in the underneath the canopy of trees. So unfortunately, they didn't have their still camera with them. They had the drone, but the drone you couldn't fly in there. The actual location is not near any trail. In other words, if you followed and stayed on the trail, you would never find it. And it also was at a spot where it was perhaps 20 to 30 feet beyond the boundary of where people would normally go. Also, it's kind of hidden in an area by natural growth in the forest, not the trees, but it's kind of like an area that you can crawl into. That's probably why he said a kid that had good eyes and is more agile. You could kind of crawl in there under the overgrowth, and you would be in a tiny opening just away from the Five Springs Creek, and within that opening in the summertime, you would be completely surrounded where nobody would see you. You're off a trail. You're not physically in one of the campsites, and you're off, and you're in something that had dense growth around it. But in the wintertime, like right now, in the fall, most of the growth is gone, so you can easily see this place. But it was exactly where I said that it was, and we're going to go back and we're going to get some still pictures of this. And we also found the Nook, and the Nook was, of course, filled in. Jack said that he filled in the Nook himself with debris. But see, the thing is, if you have friends that work in certain industries, like surveyors, for example, or detectives, so on and so forth, they can tell how, when soil has been recently, changed. In other words, you can look at the soil and examine how compact it is. So you can tell when somebody recently, within a year or year and a half, filled in a hole. That's the same method that detectives use when they're trying to solve, murder mysteries and so on, where they're trying to find a buried body. They can detect the density of the soil. Let's just put it that way. And literally right beneath this blaze is where that spot is. Now, the other thing I want to say is if you watch one of the videos I did, I forgot which one, but at the very end, I showed you a blaze that was a rock with a hole in it. And if you look through the hole, you could see the medicine wheel. Well, that rock, like I said, I know where it was. And it was at the upper camp, not the lower camp. It was at the upper camp. And it's been destroyed. And I mean destroyed, like literally somebody like destroyed it with dynamite. It's not something that you could like move with your hands. It was destroyed. I can't prove this, but I'm under the impression that both Jack and the person that told me where that rock was may have found out, or maybe they were themselves, like a searcher that got annoyed because they were working at Five Springs for a while because they seen my videos and Sam's information out there about the wheel, and they were convinced it was at the upper camp. And they were so convinced and probably so mad that they physically destroyed that so that nobody else can continue from that point on. But the thing is, Jack was wrong. That had nothing to do with the blaze. Now it is a blaze, but it didn't have anything to do with the solution. That likely threw Jack off, and is the reason why he spent 25 days there, because he didn't know how the poem worked. But the fact of the matter is, if you follow the sun, which is the initial blaze from the wheel, it takes you right through this physical blaze. Now, like I said, I don't have it right now. Weather permitting, we should have more pictures by this weekend. Once I get those pictures, I'm going to go ahead and show them to you. And that should totally wrap everything up. But I already know what to expect. And I'm telling you that when you see this, there's going to be no denying. I mean, you're probably going to laugh. And there's no way that somebody who was not part of the chase would ever recognize this as a blaze. And it's in a location where nobody would really go. And the only reason why a searcher would go there is if you followed the poem precisely, which is exactly what I did. Unfortunately, like I said, the chest is already gone. Jack confirmed with me that he didn't leave anything behind, so there's no treasure chest. But Jack also confirmed with me that there's enough evidence in both the poem solution, which I've already provided to you, and boots on the ground, that you could prove a solve, even without the chest. And that's what I did. When you see these pictures and possibly video footage that I'm going to show you of the exact location, you're going to laugh. I mean, I can already say that you could tell just by looking at my solution video that you're probably thinking to yourself, "Wow, that seems pretty easy. Why didn't I think of that?" And I'm thinking the same thing. And we're kicking ourselves because we had 99% of the work done. We figured out the last 1%, but it was already 2, 3 days after the treasure was announced found. So we blew it, we lost the chest. But I can assure you that the solution I'm providing to you is correct. So at least we can claim that much. At least we can bring closure to everybody. There's no chest, there's nothing to be found there, but at least we can go away knowing that we solved it. That's my opinion. So anyway, look forward to my next video. Like I said, I'm going to wait until I have the information, because unlike other channels, I'm going to back up everything I'm telling you. I'm going to show you proof, possibly video, and I'm going to show you pictures. How look forward to the next video that's coming out. And subscribe, and please click like. Subscribe, make sure that you click the bell icon so that you see when that video comes out. You are never, trust me, never going to see anything on any channel like what you've seen here over the past week. And definitely what I just told you now. You're not going to hear that anywhere. I know what the blaze was. I know where it was, and I know where the Nook was. And even though I know it now, I'm not going to share the information with you until I have the pictures to back it up. But be prepared to be blown away. That's all I can say. So again, please click like, please subscribe. Have a great day. I'm certainly in a good mood. The other thing I want to say is I provided our trailer and this video to multiple people. I provided it to attorneys. I provided it to the Fenn family. I provided it to news organizations. I provided it to a couple of writers because I want to get this information out there. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, you're going to love this. And I mean, I wish I had everything right now so I could show it to you right now. It's just amazing. I mean, every single thing Forrest said was true. And this absolutely is where it was. Peace.